What's going on, it's the Rap Nerd, and if you're a part of the hip-hop world, especially if you are a millennial who grew up in the 2000s, you know that Jim Jones and Camron are back at it again clashing. So, if you watch this video, I'm pretty sure you're aware of it. So it started with Camron having 50 Cent on his sports show, and they were talking about the beef they had and how Camron was just really surprised and shocked at the move 50 pulled when he brought Jim Jones over.
For the younger audience, we had like a rap battle thing at one time. And 50, what you did, so we was having interior problems at Dipset. Nobody knew about this. Nobody knew that we was like not on the same page.
Right.
So when me and you were battling during our music thing, you got members of Dipset to come to your show.
Jimmy was not a rapper then.
Right.
He was your man, like on the side, like in the side, just he was not a rapper at all.
Right.
So when Ballin' took place, and I'm looking and I'm going, oh, he having a moment. That's the Lloyd Banks. It's Lloyd Banks thing. He wanted that. He was watching them be that, like Mace be that, and Cam be that, and looked at, and it was finally he had one.
Mm-hmm.
And I just looked, and I knew, I just took the shot, Murder, to see, because I wasn't sure he was going to go for it.
Mm-hmm.
But I was like, we like Jimmy better than you anyway, Cam. Then you got to watch and see how he responds. And then when you see, he like, oh shit, he really like that. Hey, give me this, get me Jimmy. Yeah, tell him we want him. We want you at the show, Jimmy.
And then they laughed about it. So that then sparked Jim Jones to reply to it in another podcast, and he was just talking very greasily.
Keeping it Cam right now. He just did the interview with 50.
Them niggas be on my dick, right? Them niggas ain't got nothing else to think about but Capo. I did a lot for them niggas in their life. You heard? Both of them. Pause, though. Get off of my dirt. It's only space on there for baby girl, man. Shit, come on. I had Ballin'. I had the hottest record at the time. My record was hotter than 50's records at the time when Ballin' spanked out and shit like that. When Cam did this shit with calling the station up over the cot shit and all that shit, I felt that was childish. That wasn't, like, you don't press no real buttons, and you're not about to come outside when it's time to really get active, nigga. So how dare you do some weak shit like that that really didn't hold no merit? Like, you start going crazy over Koch, over a white man that been jerking us since we got signed there, and whatever backdoor deals you had with him serves you more advantageous than it served me.
I kept seeing like clips saying stuff, but I didn't, watch it until I saw it. And I was like, Jim, why would you say that? And I'm like, you don't have to say all of that. And as soon as he said that, I said, Cam is gonna respond. And sure enough, yesterday, Cam responded on his show and went in. So, as I was getting my son's breakfast together this morning, I saw Jimmy uploaded a clip of a song this morning, about a few hours ago, of him responding in song format. And I'm just sitting here like, bro, stop. Jim, stop. And let me also say that this clip that Jim posted is fire.
Jimmy Jones, Jimmy Jones.
Yes, sir.
I want you to know one thing. Jimmy Jones.
Yeah.
What you have to say about it.
You gotta remind them who you are. Remind them who you are. Remind them you a star. Remind them. When niggas play with your name, then you remind them who you are. I'm just trying to tell my truth, but niggas is lying on my guard. I done put so much work and I could have died on the job. I really been in kitchens with chickens when they was frying up the hard. I've been in powwows where they scream Lottie. I done walked out my building and I seen bodies. I've been in court, the DA is looking like he seen Gotti. And all my niggas do their time, you know my team body. It's been 7 years since I seen Shotty. It's been 7 years since I saw Melly. But now we gotta fly straight cause he got 4 fellies. Nigga, I've been going to the tunnel since you saw Belly. I done been through the most. Niggas talking about we fake bloods, I had to spin for the coast. Shit, that was 20 years ago, I was just slim with the toast. Niggas talking about they outside, but they put everything on the post. No, shit, we not jacking that. It's not a place that we go that, we not packing that. You know we flip this whole shit like an acrobat. And everything that you owe, I'm coming back for that. shit. So what more you wanna ask them? You niggas told me how to rap and now I'm platinum.
The beat's hard. I think it's produced by Static Selector. It's a soul sample, and Jim is rapping his ass off. But stop. The constant going back and forth, and now Jimmy done took it to record. It's just like, man, what are we doing here? Jim, stop it. And this is in no way form like a hate video on Jim. I just want him to hear this and understand, like, stop trying to like hold on to the tough guy thing and beefing with your brothers that you built a legacy with. This is tarnishing the legacy of Dipset. They're still always going to be who they are, and they're always going to be who they are to me and many others. It's just ridiculous, and I can't blame Cam at all because he's been handling this well. But it's all been Jim starting the feud or wanting to start a fake feud, then apologizing for that, going on the radio crying, wanting Dipset to get back together, and then you do this. You was just crying about wanting to get back with Cam and that y'all should talk more and all of this, and then you go and diss the man for no reason at that. I don't think anything on that show that 50 and Cam were laughing about was disrespectful, so I don't understand why. I want to see them collaborate. They just did a versus together. Though they got their ass whooped, it was still cool to see them all on stage because that was a glimmer of hope, like maybe we can get a Dipset album. Because to be real with you, Jim Jones has been keeping Dipset musically alive through all of the music that he's been releasing. He's dropped 10 albums within the last 10 years, and the most of it is pretty damn good, especially when he's rapping on that vintage New York Dipset sounding music with instrumentals that have heavy sample voices. Like, that's their thing. Like, one of my favorite albums from the past decade is that joint album he did with Heatmakers. I was listening to it like, the rest of the squad should be on here, bro. Cam and Joel should be on this album because this would have been a perfect Dipset album. But again, not seeing eye to eye all the time. I'm just like, this is the moment. And this record that he released that's a response to Mace and Cam is fire. Like, put Cam and Els on that joint, man. Like, stop beefing. And I feel like it comes from Jimmy not being able to grow up. You know, Cam said in his response the other day that Jim is going to be 50 this year. And that was kind of eye-opening. I'm like, oh, so this is why he's been acting like that. It's like midlife crisis and just trying to stay young in the wrong way. Like, Jim still be out on the corner doing what you would do as a young dude. Out in Harlem, he's outside trying to prove that he's still who he is. And I'm like, bro, you done been in this game for 20 years. There's no need for that. Everybody know who Jim Jones is. And I think that's been the problem with Jim and Joel's, because Joel's he has the same issues. There's a video of him at the Baby and Future's video, and he's just looking insane. I just don't understand what his deal is. And even the video he tried to put out with the Game Time, and it sounds decent, but I've lost hope with Joel's ever getting back to like who he was, because I don't know. But at least Jim Jones musically has still been able to do it. But gotta stop the young nigga stuff, man. Cam has been able to move into a space of an OG so well. And I've always liked him as an artist, but seeing where he's at now with the show and just how much growth he has, and you can see that he's kind of shed the persona of who he used to be and been more of himself and has been vulnerable. Like, I've seen him bring other artists on, and the way he talks to them, he gives them the flowers and he's thanking people and saying these different things that he's grateful for, and like, you know, even admitting that he was tripping sometimes and being able to tell stories of what happened back in the past, or, you know, with beef, or even like the versus thing, how vulnerable and upfront he was about how they got their ass kicked and why. Like, he's created a new version of himself as an OG and is moving accordingly. I think Jim Jones needs to do the same thing. Everybody in his class who is still going is different. I mean, look at the Locks. Them dudes is OGs. They still make music. They still big up the younger cats, playing producer and all those other things. But they're grown men and they carry themselves that way. They're putting money into businesses, trying to give back to their neighborhoods in positive ways, while Jim is still operating like he's a young dude. All of these years, like the Tekashi thing, talking on the phone, trying to violate him and all this stuff. I'm like, bro, you too grown for that. I understand you were blood and you was, you know, Trey 9, but dog, you don't have to do that. Gotta move differently, bro. He just is still stuck on being young, and I'm like, you're not young anymore. It's okay to be 50. You can still rap and make music, but let's grow, let's elevate. And Jim can actually rap. He sounds good. So I don't know why he feels the need to constantly add tarnishing to the Diplomat's legacy. Just stop, fam. It's okay. This is coming from a fan. So I just wanted to give my quick thoughts on all of this back and forth with Jim and Cam, and pretty much being all Jim's fault for just reigniting unnecessary beef and saying unnecessary things. Let's knock it off, bro. Dipset for life. Let's just, come out and say, pause, that, you was tripping. You was in your feelings watching that, and it's okay, and that shows growth. So I hope that they can mend the relationship and keep the legacy intact, because this is just, I don't like seeing this. So anyway, let me know in the comments, what are your thoughts about this back and forth? Do you agree with me? Do you not? What do you think about Jim's music? What do you think about Cam's point of view? And let me also say, between the back and forth stories, I don't know who's right or wrong. Cam said a lot of things, belittling Jim, how he ran on him, and then you see Jim Jones saying Cam ain't a boss and da-da-da-da. I'm not here to talk about any of that, because like I said, I don't know either one of them dudes. It's a he say, she say story. Cam sounds like he's being truthful with what he's saying. I will say that. But Jim's character doesn't seem to match. But again, it could be this tough guy persona he's already had, being the muscle of Dipset. Who knows? But I'm not here to debate that. I just think that they should stop, period. So anyway, Happy New Year to y'all. And if you like this kind of content, make sure to like, subscribe. And if you already are subscribed, thank you. Until next time, peace.
Rap Nerd Productions, no capping, that's word to mommy. Instead of banking on it, now rapping is just a hobby.